Am I a real cougar woman?
Carlin, of course you're a real cougar woman. Just
I
look
feel
at
like
you.
I am.
Yeah, you are. And it's not just the way you look. You're a beautiful woman, but it's what's coming from the inside. It's that strong, it's that powerful, it's that confidence, that independence. That's what makes a real cougar woman.
The 5-carat woman?
The 5-carat woman. You know, the 5-carat woman is all about her health, her beauty, her relationships, her finance, and her spirituality. When you have those 5 things going for you, you're a real cougar and your life is going down a track you want it to go down. I think I realized when I was a cougar somewhere around age 29, because
29.
yeah, I was pretty young, but that was when I decided that I have to make my own happiness. I have to make my own life, and it's not about hooking up with a guy that's going to provide that for me.
So you weren't waiting for Prince Charming?
I wasn't waiting for Prince Charming, and up until that point I was, because that was the conditioning that women have.
The culture, sure. Still they do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I felt that pressure when I was 29.
Yes. So it was then that everything changed, and I started to develop that confidence and saying, okay, I don't have to settle for this, not only guy-wise, but job-wise, look-wise.
Were you making your own money?
I was a secretary on Wall Street. But it was about that time that I discovered that I wasn't going to settle for that. I didn't have a college education, so I was always told that's all you could do was be a secretary.
So you weren't going to let yourself be pigeonholed.
Exactly. So that's when I asked for an opportunity to work in the firm's trading department, and I actually got that opportunity.
Now that must have been nerve-wracking. How did you ask? I mean, that's a big step to have the confidence to ask and say, I deserve more.
Yeah, well, it was a big step because I loved my job and I loved the firm and I loved my boss.
You didn't want to get fired.
And I didn't want to get fired. And this is the funny thing. He said to me, he said, I'll give you the chance. He said, I'll give anybody a chance. He said, but if you don't make it, you're out. He says, in our firm, you don't go backwards. So this was the big...
this was the risk.
This was the big risk. Either you're going forward and making it or you're out on your tush.
You're waiting tables.
Right. So I had to, take that risk, and in life you have to take that risk, but I really convinced him that I could do the job. So that was that real cougar coming out. And women, they don't believe they can ask for what they want, and when I learned that, I thought, my whole life changed. Ask. The worst somebody can say is no, but if you don't ask, you're never going to find out.
No one's going to give you an engraved invitation.
Exactly.
And say, Linda, we think you're so amazing. I think you should have a promotion.
Right.
No.
Even when I was doing well in the trading department, my boss, I used to go in and I was proud as a peacock if I made a lot of money that day for the firm. And he'd go into his drawer and he said, he said, here's the medal. This is what you want for the day, the medal, right? Nobody gets medals. When you do well, you're doing your job. If you don't do well, you're fired.
That's a powerful lesson.
That was the male energy on Wall Street. When they can look at you and say, okay, she's a woman, she's very feminine, but she's still one of the guys. Balance. You've got it.
You always talk about that, balancing the male and the female.
Yeah, that is the true gift of the real cougar woman. She has a lot of masculine energy, but she has a lot of feminine energy too, and when they come together, it's like that perfect mix, and she knows when to pull out which energy
exactly.
for her own benefit. Yeah, I want to tell you, the benefits of being a real cougar are certainly worth any of the added effort that you put into it, because she is a really savvy woman. Women are very complex. We're wonderful, and
well, that's what we're going to be covering in our videos every week. I'm excited.
I'm excited too, because women, we've come a long way, baby, but we have not come far enough.
Not yet, and we have to share the information.
Yes. And that's why the blog is so successful, because I tell my stories, they tell their stories, and together we're figuring it all out.
So it's therealcougarwoman.com.
therealcougarwoman.com.